Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. For today's preview, Leinster versus Northampton. The favourites of the URC. I was going to say top of the pile, but they're currently not actually. But the Leinster are still the best side in the URC, up against the best side in the Premiership so far this season in Northampton, and it's set to be an absolutely cataclysmic clash on Saturday rather, at Croke Park. So it's not at the RDS, not at the View Stadium either. It will take place at Croke Park. It is sold out within basically a week. So you're expecting a massive crowd. And I'll tell you what, the players on display tomorrow will be absolutely sensational. From a staffing perspective, there are a couple of players in either side, as well as the coach on display in the form of Jacques Minaba, who is hoping to try and be the difference and take Leinster past the semi-finals and into the final and win the final. It is a hurdle that has eluded Leinster over the last few seasons, so it's something they really need to try and tick off is getting that Champions Cup or another star of the Champions Cup back on their jersey. Before we look at the two sides, please do smash a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel as well. Leinster have gone ridiculously strong. No Gary Ringrose and no Hugo Keenan, probably about the only sort of big names that are missing. But if we look at that front row, it is the all-Ireland front row of Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong. Ross Maloney has been very good this season with partner Joe McCarthy, who's taken to international rugby like a duck to water and continues to really build his profile as an international caliber lock. And then it is Ryan Beard, Josh van der Fleer, and Taylor Doris in that back three, an incredibly strong pack. And that's obviously what gives them the platform for what is an incredibly impressive backline to shut their stuff. Jamison Gibson Park, a player who has become so instrumental for both Ireland and Leinster. I think a lot of people always look to him as a solid scrum half, a good scrum half, even a great scrum half. He's now starting to enter the conversation as a world-class and one of the best scrum halves in the world, really. He's kind of changing the game, the way that Ireland play, the way that Leinster play, for example, becoming so dependent on him as his influence grows and grows. He'll partner Ross Byrne, who starts at flower half. The back three will be James Lowe, Jordan Armour, and Kieran Frawley. Frawley, good player, can play across that back line, very good utility player. And then you've got Jamie Osborne inside tennis, who had a very impressive season next to the experienced Robbie Henshaw, British and Irish Lions capped, and brings a lot to the party, does Robbie Henshaw. Off the bench, it will be Ronan Kelleher, Cian Healy, Michael Alalatur, Jason Jenkins, Jack Conan, Luke McGrath, Harry Byrne, Jimmy O'Brien. I mean, basically every single person on that bench has played international rugby at some point. That is how stacked this Leinster side is. And in terms of of being able to bring in an impact, you got players there who are game changers. A Jimmy O'Brien, really exciting young player. Jason Jenkins played for the Springboks. Jack Conan's been terrific. One of the most consistent players for Leinster over the last 4 to 5 years. So there's no holes in this Leinster side, really. And every single time they get beaten, people describe the team that beat them as one of the all-time great performances. That's how strong this Leinster side are. That you have to be more than your best. You have to put in that once in a lifetime type of performance to stop what has been a very impressive side, but have not won a lot of silverware. So I suppose in that regard, a lot of people say maybe they are stoppable. But in terms of the team that are trying to stop them, this is who it is. It is Northampton, and no Burger Udendal from a South African perspective, but there is a Joanne Augustus who will start at 8th man. And so if we look at this Northampton side, in the front row, Alex Waller next to Curtis Langdon and Trevor Davison. They'll be packed up by Alex Moon and Alex Coles, completing that loose trio. Captain Fantastic, Courtney Laws, who's been throwing a few words towards the South African way in the last few weeks, but that's not going to really make much of a difference. He will be looking to try and bow out of his time at Northampton by adding the Champions Cup to his list of accolades. He moves to France next season. He will capture the side next to Sam Graham and the big South African 8th man, Joanne Augustus. Alex Mitchell will partner the young Finn Smith, who's been very, very impressive so far in this season. We look at the rest of the back line, back three of George Henley, James Ram, and George Furbank. In the centre, Fraser Dingwall will partner Tommy Freeman. So plenty of England international players in amongst that back line. Off the bench, it will be Sam Matavesi, Emmanuel Iogun, Elliot Miller-Mills, Timu Manavunu, Angus Scott Young, Tom James, Tom Litchfield, and Tom Seabrook. So it's a very good Northampton side, and it's a Northampton side filled with confidence. This is the step above. They beat a Bulls side that was a very weakened Bulls side, and at times, Bulls look competitive for about the first 20 to 30 minutes. So Northampton can't fade like they did. They can't sort of start like they did against the Bulls and allow an opportunity of 10 minutes for players for a team to come back in, because Leinster will not just come back in if they are behind. They will come back and take the game away from you. They've got to be at their best for a full 18 minutes if they are to get the job done. Let me know what your score predictions are down in the comments below. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steve, and I'll chat to you soon.